Her name was Liana, just 13. She still believed in birthday wishes. She still made bracelets out of wildflowers. She still thought the world was good. And in her small world, it was. Liana had a heart that beat for animals, not just the soft, gentle ones, but the fierce ones, the wild ones, the misunderstood ones. While other kids were memorizing pop songs and TikTok dances, she was memorizing documentaries. She could tell you the difference between a Bengal and a Barbary lion. She once wrote a letter to Jane Goodall and waited 4 months for a reply, which she kept folded inside her pillowcase like a treasure map. Liana's dream was to stand beside the creatures most people fear. Not in cages, not behind bars, but up close, to understand them, to protect them. She believed that if you loved something enough, even the wildest of beasts could love you back. But dreams, they have borders, and sometimes, when you push too far, the wild pushes back. Because no matter how much you love a lion is still a lion. It was her 13th birthday, the threshold between childhood and teenagehood, and her parents wanted it to be unforgettable. No party halls, no loud music, no mall trips. Instead, they gave her something far more precious, a journey into the heart of her biggest dream. They'd saved up for it, a private wildlife reserve tucked between the mountains of South Africa. Not a zoo, not a circus, but a sanctuary. A place where lions could roam freely inside vast semi-captive enclosures, designed to mimic the wild, yet maintain just enough human control. Rangers patrolled, fences stood tall. There were rules, strict ones. Guests were not allowed to touch the animals. No feeding, no flash photography. Always keep 10 meters from the barriers. And never, ever approach the gates alone. But for Liana, it wasn't just a trip. It was a pilgrimage. Her hands trembled as she stepped onto the red earth. Her eyes scanned the tall grass, hoping, begging, to spot a golden mane weaving through it. To her, this was sacred ground. Her sketchbook was open the moment they parked the car. Her smile didn't fade, not even once. And when the rangers gave the safety briefing, she was the only one truly paying attention. But what no one knew, not her parents, not the guides, not even the rangers, was that one of the gates hadn't latched fully that morning? If you're watching this, take a moment, breathe, think. Should we really be putting children, fragile, trusting, innocent children, this close to predators designed by nature to hunt and kill? Even in places with fences, with rules, with rangers, the wild doesn't follow scripts. It doesn't care about our confidence. And when something goes wrong, it doesn't give us a second chance. If you believe wild animals deserve respect, not reachability, if you believe safety should never be compromised, no matter how magical the moment seems, tap like. Hit subscribe if you want more stories that aren't just entertainment, but warning signs wrapped in truth. And if this made you pause, even for a second, share this video. Share it with someone who loves animals. Share it with someone who works with them. Because if Liana's story can stop just one more tragedy, it will mean something. Liana had always begged. Just one walk near the lions, she'd say. Not inside the enclosure. She wasn't reckless. She knew better. She just wanted to be close, to feel their presence, to hear their breathing without a pane of glass in between. It was a fascination, bordering on reverence. She had read about the Maasai warriors who stood face to face with lions. She called them the bravest people alive. But bravery sometimes disguises itself as naivety. That day, something was off. The guide, a young man named Terrence, had led dozens of safe tours. But today, he was distracted. His phone buzzed, his clipboard slipped. A rushed moment, a gloved hand pushing the latch closed, but not hearing the click. Inside the enclosure, Kuma watched. A 7-year-old male lion, raised in captivity, bottle-fed as a cub, adored by trainers. But even in their adoration, they forgot. The wild never dies. It only waits. They were just 10 meters from the fence. Terrence pulled out his camera. The parents posed behind Liana, her face lit up in childlike joy. Liana giggled, raised her plush lion in the air. She shouted, "Kuma, say cheese!" And then, silence. A click. A soft metallic creak. The kind you don't even notice until it's too late. There was no warning, no growl, no tail flick, just movement, fast, precise, violent. He was on her in seconds. Her parents didn't even have time to scream. One moment, Liana was laughing. The next, she was gone beneath a storm of fur, claws, and silence. Nature doesn't care about birthdays, or innocence, or how many documentaries you've watched. When the line is crossed, it takes, without mercy, without meaning to, because a lion does not hate. A lion simply is a lion. It happened in less than a breath. 1 second, Liana was holding her plush lion to the sky, and the next, the gate clicked. 420 pounds of raw instinct, muscle rippling beneath golden fur. His eyes, not angry, not crazed, just focused, as if this moment had always been waiting. He lunged. The distance, 10 meters, gone in under 2 seconds. Liana tried to step back, but her foot caught a root. She slipped, and then she was gone. His jaws locked around her shoulder. The sound, a sickening crack. Bone shattered like dry sticks. She didn't even have time to scream. Her parents ran. Her mother collapsed. Her father, he didn't hesitate. He threw a rock the size of a melon. It bounced off Kuma's ribs. He grabbed a stick. Useless. He beat the lion until his knuckles split open. But Kuma didn't flinch. The lion dragged her, 5 meters, then 10, back toward the gate, her body limp, blood soaking the dirt. Her mother screamed until her voice broke, and somewhere nearby, a ranger fired a warning shot into the air. And in those final seconds, he looked back, right at them, at the people who fed him, named him, raised him, as if to ask, "Why did you ever bring her here?" It took 42 seconds, that's all. 42 seconds of horror. 42 seconds to destroy a family. 42 seconds to remind us what lions truly are. When they finally pulled Kuma off, Liana wasn't breathing. Her shoulder, gone. Her chest, crushed. One eye swollen shut. Her clothes, torn, blood-soaked. And all around them, the only sound was the wind. They say trauma has no sound, but if you had been there that day, you would have heard it. Screams from her mother, her little brother sobbing in the back seat, the sirens that wouldn't stop, the relentless thud of her father's hands on her chest, giving CPR with trembling fingers, whispering her name over and over. "Stay with me. Stay with me. Please, baby. Stay with me." Her heart stopped. Twice. But they brought her back. Just barely. She had lost nearly half her blood. Her left arm, torn beyond saving. Her right eye collapsed under the force of Kuma's jaw. Her ribs shattered, her lungs struggling to fill. Her face, barely recognizable. She was just 13. And in those first hours, no one could say if she'd survived the night. But she did. Somehow, she did. The story spread like fire. Photos leaked. Her name printed across every headline. But behind the breaking news, behind the outrage and blame, was just a child. A child who loved lions, who believed they were more than beasts. A child whose biggest dream had turned into a living nightmare. For 8 days, the world waited. Some blamed the park. Some blamed the parents. Some blamed the lion. But none of that mattered in that cold, white hospital room. Because in there, it wasn't about blame. It was about survival. And while millions debated online, Liana was fighting. Fighting through pain no child should ever endure. Fighting to breathe. Fighting to live. Because she wasn't done yet. If you've made it this far, thank you. Before we continue, take a second to subscribe. Not just for content like this, but for stories that make us stop, feel, and think. Because what happened to Liana, it's more than horrifying. It's a mirror, a reflection of how far we've drifted from respecting the wild. We build cages, call them parks. We take apex predators and turn them into attractions. But lions are not pets. Orcas are not performers. Tigers are not souvenirs. These are forces of nature. And when we forget that, tragedy follows. Comment below. Do you think private wildlife parks are ethical? Or are we simply playing with fire and pretending we won't get burned? And if this story shook you, even a little, share it. Post it, send it, talk about it. Because the only way to stop history from repeating is to face the truth we've caged. Liana survived, but not as the same little girl who once chased butterflies through the fields. She awoke 3 days later in the ICU, tubes down her throat, an eye bandaged, her right arm gone. Infections, skin grafts, dozens of surgeries, screaming nightmares. Her body, a battlefield. Her mind, a storm. There were nights she begged not to wake up. Nights where her father couldn't even look her in the eye, without breaking down. But slowly, painfully, Liana fought her way back. And through it all, she never once said she hated Kuma. He wasn't a monster. He was a lion. I loved him, and I stepped into his world. What happened wasn't his fault. It was ours. Humans made that fence. Humans forgot to lock it. Liana took her pain and lit it like a torch. Today, she speaks across the world, not to seek pity, but to wake us up. We talk about loving animals, but we keep them behind glass, behind bars. We dress them up for shows, force them into photo ops. Then when they act like what they are, we blame them. But maybe the real wild animal is us. Her scars may never fade, but they remind her, and all of us, that the wild doesn't belong in chains. And when we try to own what was never ours, we pay the price. Every year, somewhere in the world, it happens again. A handler misjudges a step. A trainer forgets a latch. A tourist leans in too close for the perfect photo. And the lion, the real lion, appears. Some survive, others don't. And in nearly every case, the headlines blame the animal. Lion turns on trainer. Beast mauls child. Monster escapes enclosure. But the truth? The lion is not the monster. We are the ones who try to bend the wild to our will, who build fences and call them habitats, who feed raw instinct on a timer and call it care. We are the ones who forget that nature does not entertain. It exists on its own terms. If Liana's story made you feel something, don't just watch and walk away. Hit subscribe for more stories that challenge our thinking. Comment, what do you believe humanity needs to learn from the wild? And if you believe in truth over entertainment, share this video, because someone out there needs to hear it. Today, Liana is 17. She's still healing. She still wakes up with pain, still avoids mirrors, but she also mentors other survivors, works with lion sanctuaries, and writes about the danger of love without boundaries. She learned the hard way that respect is more powerful than affection, that the wild isn't a place for selfies or shortcuts, and that sometimes the most loving thing we can do for animals is to leave them alone.